The Galactic Alliance had seen many strange worlds. Frozen planets, burning suns, silent dead systems. But nothing prepared them for Earth. The emergency meeting hall was full. Tall aliens. Short aliens. Beings made of light, scales, metal, and flesh. The air was heavy with fear and confusion. This meeting was not planned. It was forced. At the center of the hall stood a single figure. A scout. He was lying on a floating medical platform. His armor was broken. His skin was burned. One of his arms was missing. His breathing was slow and painful. This scout was from the Krullian Empire, a race known for courage. Krullians never showed fear, but this one was shaking. The High Speaker of the Alliance stepped forward. His voice echoed across the hall. "Scout Varkle," he said. "You were sent to observe a low-level planet called Earth. You were not sent to fight. You were not sent to land, yet you returned." Like this. The High Speaker paused. "What happened on Earth?" The scout opened his eyes. They were wide. Too wide. "Earth," Varkle whispered. The word alone made the room silent. "It is not a world," the scout said slowly. "It is an arena." Many aliens made confused sounds. An arena? Earth was listed as a Class 4 death world. Dangerous but primitive. Its dominant species, humans, were not even spacefaring yet. The scout swallowed. "I did not land," he continued. "I only observed from orbit. I thought that would be safe." His voice broke. "I was wrong." Screens around the hall came alive. Images from Earth appeared. Storms, huge waves crashing over cities, lightning striking the ground again and again. Volcanoes pouring fire into the sky. "This is normal weather for them," the scout said. Murmurs spread through the hall. "Impossible," one alien leader said. "No intelligent species could survive that." The scout turned his head slightly. "They do not survive," he said. "They endure." The images changed. Predators appeared. Massive creatures with teeth and claws. Animals that hunted in packs. Others that hunted alone. Some were small. Some were huge. "All of these," Varkle said, "can kill a human." The hall grew quiet again. "Then how are humans alive?" the High Speaker asked. The scout let out a weak, broken sound, almost a laugh. "Because they fight everything," he said. "Nature, each other, the world itself." New images appeared. Humans climbing tall mountains covered in ice. Humans swimming in deep oceans. Humans running toward fire instead of away from it. Humans entering places filled with poison, smoke, and death. "They walk into danger," the scout said, "not because they must, but because they choose to." The High Speaker leaned forward. "But you were injured," he said. "You never landed. How did Earth hurt you?" The scout's eyes filled with fear. "I was detected," he said. The hall exploded with noise. Detected by primitive sensors. Impossible. The scout raised his remaining hand. Weakly, "Not their machines," he said. "Them," silence returned. "A human space telescope changed direction," the scout said. "Not by accident. It followed my ship. They did not know what I was, but they knew I was there." The screen showed a new image, a human face. Eyes focused, curious, calm. "They looked at the unknown," Varkle said, "and they did not panic." His voice dropped. "They smiled." The scout's ship was damaged soon after, not by weapons, by debris, space junk. Old human machines left drifting in orbit. "Their own trash almost destroyed my ship," he said. "Even there. Mistakes are deadly." Many leaders shifted uncomfortably. "Then I tried to leave," the scout continued. "But before I jumped, I saw something." The screen changed one last time. A human arena. Two humans fighting each other. No armor, no shields. Just bodies and will, blood on the ground. The crowd was shouting, excited. They do this for sport, Varkle whispered. They call it entertainment. The high speaker felt a chill. You mean combat training? No, the scout said. Training is for survival. This is for joy. The scout took a shaky breath. Earth is an arena, he said again. Storms, beasts, fire, disease, war, and humans grow up inside it. He looked around the hall. Every human who lives past childhood is a survivor. Every survivor is a fighter. The hall was silent. No one spoke. Finally, the high speaker asked the question everyone feared. What happens, he said slowly, if such a species leaves their arena and enters the galaxy? The scout closed his eyes. Then, he said, the galaxy becomes their next battlefield. Medical drones moved closer as his life signs weakened. Before losing consciousness, the scout whispered one final sentence. If humans can survive Earth, they were born to be gladiators. And in that moment, the Galactic Alliance understood one terrible truth. Earth was not a weak world. It was a training ground. The Galactic Alliance did not sleep after the scout's warning. For the first time in thousands of cycles, the word Earth was spoken with fear. A new chamber was opened. This room was deeper than the main hall. Only the highest leaders and war planners were allowed inside. In the center floated a massive hologram of a blue planet. Earth. The high speaker stood silently as data flowed around him. Climate charts, survival rates, death statistics, war history. What they saw made no sense. Begin the Death World Report. The high speaker ordered. An artificial intelligence voice filled the room. Earth classified as Class 4 Death World. The AI said, reclassification required. One alien leader raised a clawed hand. Why was this world ever marked Class 4? He asked. This data suggests extinction. The AI responded calmly. Because humans did not go extinct. The hologram zoomed in. Oceans covered most of the planet. Vast, deep, crushing. Storms formed without warning. Waves taller than buildings slammed into the land. Most species avoid deep water, the AI said. Humans enter it. Images appeared of humans diving, swimming, sailing through violent storms. They drown. An alien whispered. Yes, the AI replied. And then they learn how not to. The image shifted to land, frozen regions, endless ice. Temperatures that could stop hearts in seconds. Humans live here, the eye continued. Deserts appeared next. Dry, burning worlds where water meant life. Humans live here too. Volcanoes erupted. Earthquakes tore cities apart. Forests burned. Still humans rebuilt. One of the leaders leaned back slowly. They do not adapt to the planet, he said. They force the planet to adapt to them. The AI changed the display again. Now it showed creatures. Teeth, claws, venom, speed. Earth predators evolved to hunt humans. The eye said. Many succeeded. The room grew quiet, but humans hunted back. The eye added. Images showed humans using sticks. Then stones, then metal, then fire. They turned fear into tools, the eye said. They turned weakness into weapons. A reptilian commander spoke next. Other death worlds break species, he said. Why did this one not break humans? The AI paused for half a second. Because humans broke each other first. New data appeared. Wars, thousands of them. Small wars, big wars, global wars. Endless conflict. They fight their own kind more than any known species, the eye said. Over land, over belief, over resources, over pride. The high speaker's voice was heavy. And yet, they still exist. Yes, the AI replied. Conflict did not destroy them, it refined them. The hologram zoomed into a human city. Millions of humans lived close together. Noise, movement, pressure, high-stress environment. The AI said. Constant competition. Another leader shook his head slowly. No rest, he said. No peace. No, the AI confirmed. Only endurance. Then something changed. The AI displayed a simple graph. Human pain tolerance. Human recovery speed. Human emotional response to loss. They feel fear, the AI said. But they act anyway. They feel pain, it continued. But they continue. They feel loss, it finished. And they become dangerous. Silence filled the room. A young strategist finally spoke. What happens when humans face enemies stronger than them? The eyes showed new footage, humans standing against machines. Against animals larger than themselves. Against weapons they did not fully understand. They retreat, the AI said. They fail. They die. The strategist lowered his head. But, the AI continued, they return. The image replayed humans learning, changing tactics, improving armor, improving weapons. They do not ask if something is impossible, the AI said. They ask how many times they must try. The high speaker clenched his hands behind his back. This world was never meant to create peace, he said. No, the AI replied. Earth creates survivors. The hologram dimmed, then displayed one final message. Earth updated classification. CLASS 12. Extreme Death World. A warning symbol flashed. Recommendation? The high speaker asked quietly. The AI answered without emotion. Do not invade. Do not threaten. Do not corner. One leader swallowed hard. And if humans leave Earth? The AI paused longer this time than the galaxy will face. A species trained by storms, sharpened by war, and unbroken by loss. The high speaker looked once more at the blue planet. Earth is not their weakness, he said. It is their weapon. Far away, on that same planet, a human child learned how to fight, and the galaxy had no idea what was coming next. The Galactic Alliance did not attack Earth. That would have been a mistake. Instead, they chose something they believed was safer. A test. Far beyond human space, the Alliance owned a dead system. No life, no cities. Only broken stations and old battle zones left behind by past wars. It was the perfect place to see the truth. If humans are only lucky, the high speaker said, they will fail. And if they are not? A general asked. The high speaker did not answer. A human exploration ship was chosen, not a warship. Not soldiers, just explorers, engineers, pilots, and scientists. Ordinary humans. The Alliance sent a signal, a fake distress call. Humans answered within hours. That alone made several alien leaders uneasy. The human ship arrived in the dead system. Its hull was worn. Its weapons were basic. Nothing impressive. The observers watched from cloaked stations. They are unprepared, an alien commander said. This will end quickly. The test began. Without warning, the system changed. Gravity. Fields shifted. Artificial storms of radiation filled space. Navigation systems failed. Communications died. The human ship shook violently. Inside, alarms screamed. Engine failure. A human shouted. Stabilize the core. Another yelled. The observers waited for panic. It never came. The humans moved fast. They shouted, but their voices were clear, focused. No one froze. No one begged. They are calm, one alien whispered. The ship was pulled toward a broken station. Debris slammed into the hull. Metal screamed. A smaller species would have lost control. The human pilot did not. He laughed. Hold on, he said. This is going to hurt. The ship crashed into the station. Hard. Silence followed. The alien observers relaxed. Test complete. The commander said, they are dead. A signal appeared, weak, but alive. The humans were moving. Inside the wreck, smoke filled the air. Fires burned. Several humans were injured. One lay still. The survivors did not stop. They dragged the wounded. They sealed leaks. They shut down fires with bare hands and simple tools. They are bleeding, an alien scientist said. Why do? They keep moving? Because stopping means death, another replied. The second phase began. Drones activated. Combat. Drones. Fast, sharp, silent. They entered the station. The first human saw one and reacted instantly. He did not run. He grabbed a metal bar from the floor and swung. The drone shattered. The observers froze. That was not planned. The commander said. The drones attacked in groups. Humans adapted. They used doors as shields, wires as traps. Darkness as cover. One human was struck and thrown across the room. His arm broke. He stood up anyway. This is unfair, an alien whispered. Yes, another replied. And they know it. One by one, the drones fell, not because humans were stronger, but because they refused to quit. The final test activated. Oxygen levels dropped. Temperature fell. Light faded. A message appeared on the human ship's broken screen. Survival probability 3%. The observers waited. The humans read the message. Then they erased it. One human spoke. Quietly. 3% is not zero. They sealed themselves in a small chamber. Shared heat. Shared air. Took turns resting. When oxygen grew low, they slowed their breathing. When someone panicked, another held their hand. Hours passed. The Alliance waited for silence. It never came. Instead, a human sent a signal. A repair ping. They were fixing the station. They are using our test as shelter. The commander said in disbelief. They are improving it. The scientist corrected. The high speaker stood slowly. End the test. He ordered, but they passed, someone said. No, the high speaker replied. They learned. Rescue ships arrived. The humans were alive, injured, exhausted. But, smiling, one human looked at the alien medics and asked a simple question. So, what was that? No one answered. As the human ship was escorted away, the high speaker spoke. Softly to the room. Earth trained them well. The room was silent. The test was meant to measure survival. Instead, it revealed something worse. Humans did not fear hostile environments. They expected them. And that made them dangerous. The Galactic Alliance could no longer pretend. Humans were not an accident. They were a result. A result of storms, hunger, war, and loss. After the first test, the Alliance changed its language. In official reports, the word subject was removed. It was replaced with a new word, combat. Species. A special council was formed, military leaders, survival experts, old war veterans who had seen galaxies burn. They met in a chamber shaped like a circle. An arena. No one said that out loud. The high speaker stood at the center. Earth created them, he said, but the galaxy may unleash them. A general activated the display. Humans appeared. Again, not explorers this time, soldiers. Human soldiers trained in heat, snow, darkness, and pain. They ran until their lungs burned. They fought while injured. They learned to keep moving, even when afraid. They train like they expect to. Die, the general said. No, a strategist corrected. They train like pain is normal. The display shifted. A distant border war. Two alien empires fighting over empty space. Their armies were equal. Their losses were heavy. Progress was slow. They requested help, the general said. The high speaker looked away. They asked for mercenaries, he said. The room went quiet. Human mercenaries. The decision passed by a narrow margin. Humans were deployed. The battlefield was chaos. Broken ships. Burning stations. Bodies drifting in space. Radiation storms cut through shields. Alien soldiers hesitated. Humans did not. They moved forward through fire. Through debris. Through death. They are advancing without cover, an officer shouted. They are using wreckage as cover. Another corrected. A human squad was hit. 2 died instantly. 1 screamed. The last 3 kept moving. They should retreat, a commander said. They won't, the strategist replied. They never do. The humans breached the enemy. Position. Close combat. No time for fear, no time for thought. Only action. When the battle ended, silence followed. The enemy surrendered. The surviving humans sat down among the ruins, covered in blood, shaking, laughing softly. An alien medic approached one of them. Why did you keep fighting? The medic asked. The human shrugged. Because stopping meant dying. That answer was recorded. It was replayed across Alliance space. More requests followed. More wars. More dangerous missions. Where conditions were impossible, humans were sent. Where survival odds were low, humans volunteered. Soon, a new name spread through military channels. Gladiators. Not because humans liked to fight, but because they survived where others fell. An ancient alien historian spoke during one council. In old times, he said, we used arenas to test strength. Only the strongest lived. He paused. Earth did that naturally. The Alliance officially announced the title, Humans. Galactic Gladiators. The galaxy reacted with fear. Some worlds celebrated. Humans brought victory. Others watched silently. Humans brought change. On Earth, humans did not know their new name. They still fought storms. Still fought hunger. Still fought each other. They trained children in sports, competition, and struggle. They taught them to stand up after falling. To fight again. Back in the council chamber, the high speaker stared at Earth's image. We gave them battles, he said. A general replied quietly, no, we gave them bigger arenas. The high speaker closed his eyes. And every arena, he said, is shaping them further. Far away, a human soldier sharpened a blade, not because he loved war, but because he knew one truth Earth had taught him well. The fight never ends. The galaxy learned a dangerous lesson. Humans always finish the fight, and that made some species afraid, not of human strength, but of what humans might become. A secret group formed inside the Galactic Alliance. Powerful, old, silent. They called themselves the Balance Council. Their goal was simple, that no single species should become unstoppable, and humans were becoming exactly that. The council designed a mission, not a test. A trap. They selected a war zone near the edge of known space. A place filled with broken moons, gravity storms, and ancient weapons left behind by dead civilizations. Officially, it was called a rescue mission. Unofficially, it was a grave. A human task force was sent. Veterans, survivors, fighters who had already won impossible battles. Their commander was a human named Captain Hall. Before leaving, he read the mission data and frowned. Feels wrong, he said, but humans had learned something long ago. If someone is in danger, you go. The fleet entered the zone. Immediately, everything failed. Navigation collapsed. Communication went silent. Stars twisted as gravity storms activated. Then the attack began. Hidden weapons woke up. Old machines fired without warning. Enemy fleets appeared from nowhere. It was a perfect kill box. Alien observers watched from far away. They will break. One council member said, no species survives this. Human ships were torn apart. Explosions filled space. Screams echoed over broken channels. Captain Hale's ship was hit directly. Power died. Half the crew was lost in seconds. The bridge burned. Human officer cried out. We're done, he said. Hal stood up slowly, blood running down his face. No, he said calmly. We're angry. The humans changed tactics. They stopped defending. They attacked. Human pilots flew damaged ships straight into enemy formations. Boarding teams cut through hulls with hand tools. Soldiers fought in zero gravity, using walls, bodies and debris as weapons. "This is chaos," an alien watcher whispered. "No," another replied. "This is adaptation." Humans used broken ships as traps, dead zones as cover. Even their own losses became part of the plan. They lured enemies closer, then detonated everything. The battlefield turned into fire. The Balance Council panicked. "End it." One shouted, "Pull them out." It was too late. Captain Hawley sent a final message, not to the Alliance, to his enemies. "You wanted an arena," he said. "Welcome." The human fleet did not retreat. They cleared the zone. When silence returned, the trap was gone. So were the enemy fleets. So were most of the humans. Rescue ships arrived late. They found survivors drifting in wreckage, injured, burned. Smiling. An alien medic helped Captain Hawley onto a stretcher. "You were betrayed," the medic said softly. Hawley looked at the stars. "We guessed," he replied. "Why didn't you run?" the medic asked. Hawley closed his eyes. "Earth taught us something," he said. "When the world turns against you, you don't ask why. You fight back." Back in the Alliance chambers, the truth spread fast. Humans had been pushed into a corner. And instead of breaking, they had claimed the arena. The Balance Council was dissolved. Fear replaced control, because the galaxy finally understood. Humans were no longer just gladiators. They were learning how to win any arena. The galaxy became quiet after the betrayal zone. Too quiet. Trade routes avoided human space. Military channels stopped using human units. No new missions were sent. No new orders were given. Humans noticed. Captain Hyle survived, but his body carried scars that would never heal. He stood inside a recovery station, watching stars drift by. Around him were other survivors, silent, thinking. "They're afraid now," one soldier said. "They should be," another replied. For the first time, humans asked a question the Alliance did not expect. Why are we fighting their wars? The Alliance held an emergency council. The High Speaker's voice was tense. "Human units are refusing deployment," he said. "They request answers." A commander slammed his claws on the floor. "They are tools," he shouted. "No," the High Speaker said quietly. "They were never tools." A transmission request arrived. Human priority code. It was accepted. Captain Hawley appeared on the screen, pale, scarred, calm. "You sent us into a trap," Hawley said. "You watched us die." No one denied it. "We survived," Hawley continued. "And now we want something simple." "What?" the High Speaker asked. "Respect," Hawley said. The council whispered among themselves. "You want authority?" A strategist asked. "No," Hawley replied. "We want choice." The screen cut. Human fleets began to move. Not toward Alliance space, away from it. They returned to dangerous regions, border worlds, dead systems, places the Alliance feared to enter. But this time, humans did not fight. For others, they fought for themselves. They built outposts in storms, bases inside asteroid fields, cities on hostile worlds. "These locations are impossible," an analyst said. "Yes," another replied. "That's why humans like them." Pirates attacked human settlements. They vanished. Hostile species tested human borders. They learned. Humans trained constantly. Not for orders, not for approval, for survival. Earth sent a message to its colonies. No one protects us but us. The galaxy watched as humans changed. They stopped reacting. They started planning. Then came the incident. A powerful alien warlord attacked a neutral system under human protection. He expected humans to retreat. They didn't. Human ships arrived without warning. No speeches, no threats. They surrounded the enemy fleet. The warlord demanded surrender. Captain Hale's voice answered. "You attacked our people," he said. This ends now. The battle was short, brutal, final. The warlord's empire collapsed within weeks. News spread fast. Humans were no longer mercenaries. They were no longer gladiators fighting for cheers. They were independent warriors. Back in the Alliance chamber, the High Speaker spoke with a tired voice. We taught them how to fight, he said. An old historian replied softly, No, Earth did that. The High Speaker looked at the human-controlled regions on the map. They don't seek war, he said. No, the historian agreed. But they are ready for it. Far away on Earth, children trained in sports, competition, and hardship, falling, standing up, trying again. They did not know the galaxy feared them. They only knew one truth. If you survive the arena long enough, you learn how to control it. The galaxy changed its rules. Not because it wanted to, because it had to. Human space grew. Quiet, strong, and guarded. No flags of conquest. No calls for war. Just borders that did not move and enemies that did not cross them twice. The Galactic Alliance called one last meeting. Every major species attended. Some came in war armor. Some came behind shields. A few joined only by hologram. At the center of the hall, Earth appeared once more. The High Speaker looked older now. We tried to test them, he said. We tried to use them. We tried to control them. His voice dropped. We failed. A human delegation arrived, not soldiers. Civilians, engineers, medics, explorers, people who built instead of destroyed. That alone confused the room. Captain Hale walked beside them, still carrying his scars. He did not wear armor. He did not carry a weapon. He did not need to. The High Speaker bowed his head slightly. This council recognizes humanity, he said, as a sovereign. Power. Murmurs spread. Humans will no longer be deployed without consent, the High Speaker continued. Human space will be respected, and Earth, he paused, will never be challenged. A leader from a distant empire spoke carefully. Why? He asked. Why show mercy to a species born from violence? Hale answered before. The council could. Because we understand violence, he said simply, and we understand its cost. The room fell silent. The High Speaker activated the final declaration. Galactic Law Update. Earth designated extreme survival world. Humans classified non-hostile by choice. Any attack on human space considered self-destructive. A symbol appeared beside Earth's name. Do not provoke. An ancient alien historian stood slowly. In old times, he said, arenas were places of death. He looked at the image of Earth. But Earth was different. It trained its fighters, he continued, then taught them when to stop. Hale looked up at the hologram of his home. We don't want your galaxy, he said. We just want a place in it. The council agreed. The meeting ended. Across the galaxy, the story spread. Traders told it in quiet bars. Soldiers whispered it before battle. Children learned it in schools. Earth was not a paradise. It was worse. It was a teacher. Storms were lessons. Loss was training. Survival was normal. And humans? Humans were the students who never quit. In the deepest records of the Alliance, the final line was written. Do not fear the species born in the arena. Fear the moment they choose peace. Because only a true gladiator knows. The strongest warrior is the one who no longer needs to fight.